What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats Podcast. I'm Wire to Wire Sports, Wire to Wire Gene. To my upper left corner, I got the Prince of Production. He's chomping at the bit. Kyle Edwards. How you feeling tonight, Kyle?
I'm good. Can't complain. Celtics made it to the second round. My other Boston team had a big choke job, but I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, I can't complain. Draft is over, so it's all
just
good.
Talk about the positives. Forget all the negatives.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the Eagles draft. I'm not talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm all about positive. So
I think here's a positive, right? I think the Sixers will win a game this series.
I agree with that.
Kyle, what happened to your Boston Bruins, man?
Hey, listen, can I introduce you before you talk? Just kidding. What's up, Jordan, Big J, Jordan Gene Lewis, host of the JJL Sports Talk, a.k.a. I've renamed it. It's the JJL Experience. How you feeling tonight, Jordan Gene Lewis?
Doing good, man. What a hell of a draft.
Louis.
I mean, what a hell of a draft. NFL draft, got a twists and turns. Like Kyle said, my team, Lakers, second round, Warriors tomorrow night. Gonna be a good game one. I'm excited.
It'll be a good game one. It'll be a good series. I think that the perimeter shooting of Golden State is a little bit better, just a shade better than Memphis. So we should see some interesting games in this series. A lot more high scoring than.
Who do you have winning the series, Gene? Like, honestly,
listen, I got Golden State in 3. I think they win the game and win the series in 3 games. You can earn all you want. You can put $1 on if you want. Put some money on it.
Putting Lakers in 6.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna pick against the Lakers no matter. They could be going against my high school CYO team. I'm picking against the Lakers. Just telling you like it is. The Lakers have fell into the branch of Cowboys, Yankees as like most hated fan bases. I can't stand them. So yeah, I'm gonna be a hater on them as much as I can.
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan, but I'm more of a level-headed kind of fan. I'm not like crazy. Like Freddie, like he's.
No, you're not. Without further ado, let's talk about our first topic tonight. Jordan, why don't you introduce your topic and just let us know who you'd start, sit, or trade?
Do you have the graphic up, Kyle? Or can you pull it up?
I do. Give me a second. I'll pull it up right
So
now.
my topic before he puts it up is it's not a question, it's more like your opinion. So before I go into it, I meant like the current teams that are in the playoffs right now. So AD on the Lakers, Jokic on the Nuggets, and Embiid on the Sixers going center edition. Right now, how they're performing: start, bench, or cut.
Are you referring to the fact that Joel Embiid's not playing with a knee injury?
Well, I'm saying prior to the injury, playoff Embiid.
So, like, you're what do you mean start? So, start, bench, cut for this NBA playoffs if they're all healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. It's the same thing. You're just thinking right now.
So I'm gonna say start. I'm gonna say start Jokic.
Okay.
Bench AD. Cut Embiid.
Cut the MVP of the league.
It's just he's
what?
So the reason why I cut Embiid is because how many times has he and the Sixers been to the Eastern Conference, or they've never been to the Eastern Conference Finals since like 30 years, and I feel bad for the man. Like his, you know what I'm saying? So AD, his workload.
Yeah, keep digging it the hole deeper.
I mean, his work. So
cut the MVP of the league.
So Jokic. So Jokic, we want to start him because he can do. He's like he changed the game for the center position. He can pass, dribble, play, make. Like a pass, like a point guard.
A better version of Arvydas Sabonis.
Yes.
Changed the game, or basically recreated the same player, just did it better.
And then AD he had like 26 blocks against the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, he's a good interior defender.
So you have AD over Joel Embiid.
I do.
You're laughable.
But yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I'm not a crazy Lakers fan. Two-time MVP versus the guy that's winning the MVP this year versus the guy that plays 40 games a year. Well, I'm gonna go with the guy that plays 40 games a year.
But what center's available right now for his team?
Bro,
according to you, we're supposed to take the injury out of it.
Okay, you're right. Wait
the game 2. AD's gone.
Man, AD's about to have 30 blocks this series, man.
30 blocks?
Like combined in the series, yeah.
I'll bet you he doesn't have 20.
There is a very big difference between Golden State and Memphis.
Oh, I know
the reason why he got all those blocks against Memphis because who was the shooter on that team?
But
they had to go to the rim.
Were you saying Looney? I mean, Looney's the only big man on the team, really. I mean,
Draymond Green will be sticking AD, just to let you know.
That's easy blocks, man.
Okay, well, Draymond's not going to shoot on him.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Bro, do you watch basketball or are you just a Lakers homer?
No, I watch basketball. Draymond he's inconsistent with his shot. You know,
how many shots a game?
I'll take Draymond Green over. I'm about to say something crazy. I ain't going to say that. It's not accurate.
But yeah.
Okay, so you're starting Jokic, benching AD, and cutting the league MVP.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I mean, I know what y'all gonna go pick. You're gonna cut AD, but
I'm cutting AD 100%. Out of 3 of them, it's not close. I'm starting JoJo, I'm benching Joker, and I'm cutting AD. And I'm cutting AD because, like you said, I just want to go through this. When was the last time the Sixers made the Eastern Conference Finals? So when was the last time Anthony Davis led a team past the first round of playoffs?
Wasn't it like 2019?
Is AD the leader on that team?
Bubble year, small year.
Is AD the leader on that team?
I feel like he is. Like the offense runs.
AD is the leader on that team?
I mean, but I'm saying as for offense,
who's the leader on the team?
LeBron, but offense runs.
Okay, so when was the last time AD led a team past the first round of playoffs?
All right, led, but I'm saying offense.
Never.
All right.
Joel's the best player on the Sixers, right?
I'm saying I'm giving him credit.
The best player on the
I'm giving him credit because I feel bad for the man. Like he has so much talent and he's a guy and hasn't been to the Eastern Conference Finals.
You don't have to feel bad for him. You guys were sitting at home last year. He was in the second round. You guys made the same round we did. We're gonna lose the second round.
It was like 1982, like last time y'all and the Celtics own your ass like a slave.
That's the whole problem, though. You have no idea what you're talking about. You said the last time we made the finals was 1982.
Yeah, well, that was. I meant like the Celtics. Like y'all be going back because remember Key sent that stat in the
you
group
read
chat?
A graphic that Key posted an hour ago, and they're trying to summarize it without having any content.
I mean, yeah, it was a series. Between y'all.
Look, but I know Boston's going to kill us. I understand that. I fully admit that. I fully come to understand that. You're not going to tell me AD is a better player than JoJo.
I mean, if AD's fully healthy, he's the top 5 big man.
Okay, and Joel being fully healthy is the top 1 big man.
That argument doesn't really work here for you, Jordan. Because AD may be top 5, but Jokic and Embiid would be ahead of him, fully healthy.
It's debatable.
He said, "Gene, stop yelling at my goat. He can say what he wants. He's the JJL experience."
Kevin David, man. I forgot your name. That's your name, Kevin David. Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
Right, well, I gave you my 3. Kyle, maybe
I know. It's the same thing as Gene. I know. You're going to cut AD.
I would start Jokic. I would bench Embiid. It'd be tough, but I would bench Embiid, and yes, I would cut AD.
Wait, why would it be tough? I mean, you said why?
The decision between Jokic and Embiid is tough.
Yeah, very tough. Like cutting hairs.
If I look at AD, I feel like AD should be as dominant as Embiid is. The problem with AD is AD will give you a 20-20 game, and then he'll back it up with like a 8-9 game, and you'll just be like, "What's going on with him?" I agree with you. AD has all the talent in the world. I don't know if it's something where
All you gotta do is read AD's last 5 games. It's very simple. Ready? It's a tale of two tapes: 16 points, 31 points, 12 points, 31 points, 13 points, 4 of 14,
yeah.
11 of 24, 4 of 13, 14 of 23, 6 of 9. Like, come on, bro. Are you for real? You want me to read Joel's last 5 games? I got you. Just for you. The game he left injured, he was 14 points, 5 of 13. He had 20 points the game before, 6 of 11, 26 points the game before, 52 points the game before that. It's called consistency, sir. 28 points the game before that, 25 points the game before that.
Yeah, but I mean, AD does.
AD.
Huh?
Keep making an argument for AD though.
I'm just saying, like, because AD can.
Maybe he's a Laker, bro.
So you just
Lamar Jackson.
So you were just naming the points, right? Like AD can he can have 14 points, like 31 boards, or
he can, but how often does he do that?
Do you want me to read the rebounds? I could do that for both of them too, if you like.
Blocks or whatever.
You want me to read the blocks? Would that make you feel better?
Jesus Christ, man.
Joel Embiid's better at blocking shots. Joel Embiid's better at rebounding. Joel Embiid's better at scoring.
22 points and 12 rebounds. That was I don't know. It was game 1 or 2.
Bro, you're on a struggle bus right now.
I'm on ESPN right now. I'm just looking at the game by game.
Debate with me, bro.
13 and 9 for that second game.
It was a great game. 13 and 9. 4 of 12 shooting. You find me a game Embiid is 4 of 12 shooting.
31 and 17.
What?
31 and 17.
52 and 21.
What game?
Versus the Celtics last time we played them.
All right. So I'm just saying, it's just like
I like AD. I'm a Lakers fan, so I'm going to pick AD over Joel Embiid, which makes no logical sense. I'll tell you right now, I don't think Anthony Davis's mama would pick Anthony Davis over Joel Embiid. I don't think LeBron would take AD.
What Kyle said, like, is like, so y'all both said, like, Jokic or Joel Embiid number 1 and 2, but like, if AD when he's healthy, he's arguably one of the best bigs. And
comparing Joel Embiid to Anthony Davis is like comparing Anthony Davis to Kevon Looney.
I mean, they're both glass. They're both injury prone.
Embiid played a lot more over the last 5 years than AD did.
All right, well, he's on the bench.
Well, that's all you want.
LCL
enough to be in the MVP consideration for the last 3 years.
At least AD. It's not like a Kawhi Leonard injury where it's like he's just sitting out. At least we know it's a serious injury. It's not like when he wants to play.
Kawhi Leonard's got torn meniscus.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, and now it's reported he has a meniscus.
So they're lying. The doctors are just making it up.
I'm just saying.
Jordan, like, I need to hand you a shovel. Can someone in Jordan's house hand him a shovel?
I mean, look, if you want to take this with the 3 of them, I mean, Jordan, you put a lot of.
They're all good bigs. I mean, to be
I was saying you put a lot of stock into the MVP, right?
Like this year, yeah.
How many years has AD been in the MVP conversation?
Wasn't MVP the year like the year they won the championship? Like before the whole bubble and everything? That was 2019 or 2018.
Would you like the 2019 MVP standings? I got you.
Yeah, I don't know. That was.
I got you, bro. My homie, brother. Giannis won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Giannis year.
He never won it, so go by the standings for you. I'm just pulling up the points. James Harden was 2nd. Kawhi Leonard was 3rd. Luka Doncic was 3rd. Kawhi Leonard was 4th. Players received 10 points for each. Hold on. See if I can find any other players. No other players were mentioned. So it wasn't top 4. Would you like a different year? Oh, LeBron James was 5th.
Oh.
Would you like to go any further? Any different years?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I wouldn't either.
I mean, look, I get where you're coming from, Jordan. You know,
He's a
AD,
fan.
At
but
least you
yeah,
get me.
I mean, AD is very talented. It's just when you put him up against these other two, it's just no comparison right now.
Like
And
people written off. I mean, I don't. I mean, I probably look at the group chat probably earlier this year, but y'all are writing off the Lakers. Obviously, their record, but AD's
Now it's a
glass,
Lakers conversation.
huh?
Now it's a Lakers conversation. I thought it was
I'm just
about
saying,
Joel,
like,
Joker, and AD.
well, I mean, y'all, we all answered the question. We can move on, whatever.
All right, let's move on to a non-Lakers question.
All right.
Kyle, you have another start one central.
yes,
We move to that.
yeah.
I'm looking for. Oh,
Start one, bench one, cut
This,
one.
this is easy.
you
man.
start.
So for me,
It's easy.
I'm starting Shea.
Okay.
I'm benching Brunson. I'm cutting Trey.
Yeah, I'm cutting Trey. 'Cause I can't touch his defense.
I mean, yes, defense is a big part of it. I think Shea probably the better scorer of the three, even though Trey Young can be like when Trey Young's hot, he's definitely a really good scorer. It's just that he has consistency issues for me. I think Brunson, with his kind of toughness, his ability to get into the lane, his mid-range game, and what you've seen him do with that Knicks team, I think that the other two are probably better leaders than Trey Young. You know, defensively, the other two are better than Trey Young. So I would have to cut Trey Young out of these three. I mean,
Jordan.
yeah, go ahead.
So
Jordan.
I'm going to start Brunson, bench SGA, cut Trey.
Okay, so you would start Brunson over
You
SGA.
defend Brunson starting over SGA.
Mhm.
I think the debate is between who I'm benching. Like I'm starting SGA.
Yeah.
Like 100%. I don't think that's the debate. I think the debate is whether I'm going Trey Brunson or Brunson Trey. Before this season started, you would have to go Trey over Brunson. But after this season, what Jalen Brunson's done in New York, I feel like that's a. But like Jordan, let me understand where you're coming from when you say you're starting Jalen Brunson over SGA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's saying why are you doing it?
I thought you were guessing. Oh, I thought you were guessing the week. Okay. I mean, so is this? So your question is why am I starting?
Like why Brunson over SGA? Like I want to understand.
Because Brunson. Okay, even though SGA is on OKC and they're all young, I mean, I feel like Brunson. I mean, the Knicks made a brilliant move of trading for him, and he basically without the Knicks, I mean, without Brunson, the Knicks would be kind of like garbage. And the Knicks kind of made them, or Brunson kind of made them better, and he had to carry a more heavy load at that point guard position. Where I thought that with SGA and Chet, I mean, I know he got hurt. I mean, I guess he got to carry the load too, but I mean, they're in the Eastern Conference.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
What I think Brunson does better than SGA is leadership, and I think he's a better passer, and I think he's a better defender. So I think Brunson is a better defender than SGA. I think he's a better leader, and I think he's a better passer of the basketball, better distributor of the basketball.
SGA is kind of quiet.
Yeah, I think that Jalen Brunson's a better leader. So that would be my argument with him. But I just think SGA is so talented, right? Like when we look at players that are talented, there's only so much leadership and intangibles and like being a good team player or a good distributor can take you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you take Jalen Brunson over Steph Curry, Jordan?
No, I said Curry over Brunson.
Okay, so why would you take Curry over Brunson? Brunson's a better leader. Brunson's a better passer. Brunson's a better defender. Like, why would you take Steph Curry over Jalen Brunson?
Because Curry is like the complete point guard. He can shoot it. He can play make. He can,
So that's my point. Like, I feel like that where SGA is, I feel like his talent level is so much further along than where Jalen Brunson is that I have to take SGA over Jalen Brunson. Now, Ice Trey, if we're talking about like the fourth quarter down 2 points, I'm probably taking Ice Trey. But if we're talking about an entire game, an entire series, they switch. They make sure they run screens. to make sure Trey is defending them. He is a minus defender at the probably one of the worst in the league. I'm taking Brunson over Trey. So I will go SGA, Brunson, and then Trey. And I don't want to be like disrespectful to Trey Young.
Yeah,
Like,
me neither.
I don't want to be. I think that like he won a game for Atlanta in Boston. I don't think Philadelphia is going to be able to do that. But with that being said, I think Jalen Brunson's going to win another round. And I think they end up beating the Miami Heat.
We're down 0-1, right? Against for the Miami.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's got a rolled ankle.
Yeah.
I think Julius Randle will be coming back. I think Jalen Brunson had one of his worst games as a pro. And I still think that, and they still were in the game until the last minute.
Yeah, like when we say cut, or when I say cut Trey, I don't hate him either. It's just like with his defense is just like I don't trust his point guard defense, you know. Curry. I mean, I think
Curry's a terrible defender too.
Yeah, it's true, but
terrible.
Yeah,
but the difference is Curry's just so good, right? Like he's such a good 3-point shooter. He spaces the floor so well. His cardio is incredible.
I mean, did you see that play where he split the double team left and made that layup? Like, Trey can maybe he can do that. I don't know.
Trey doesn't like playing off the ball. That kind of hurts him as well. Where Curry can be off the ball.
That's true.
I think Trey's a stud. I just think that Trey is more of a step into a shooter, off ball shooter than a spot shooter. I think Curry can just do it all.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Brunson can't shoot 1 for 7 for 3 though, and have them win that series. Like he wasn't even defended well. He was just missing shots that he normally makes. Just my opinion. Guys, if you have any questions in the chat, put it in there because we only have one more to get into tonight. We're having a shorter show. Sixers, Celtics will be on at 7:30, and we all want to watch that game. So we're doing this podcast from 6:30 to 7:30. So if you have a question in the chat, we will have time for it. Yep. I think this question will take a little bit of a time, though. I'm going to read it out to you guys. I want to say it right. All right, so it's a 2-part question. Which player is the best fit for his team in the NFL draft? Which player is the worst fit for his team in the NFL draft? And Rio, I'll answer that question. No. I'm not giving the Sixers any goddamn chance to know. None. I'm not a blind homer named Jordan. So which player do you think was the best fit for their team, their franchise, whatever? Like you feel like when Najee Harris got drafted by the Steelers, you're like, that's a good fit. That makes sense. And which player's the worst fit? Like, man, that could have been a really good player. Like when Rashad Bateman got drafted by the Ravens. I'm like, that could have been a good player, but then got a quarterback that can throw him the ball. So like best fit, worst fit, and then we'll go to part 2 of that question.
I mean, I think a really good fit is Kincaid to the Bills.
I love that, Dalton Kincaid.
Because, Josh Allen's been struggling the past couple of years. I think the best way to help him out, get a tight end to be a safety blanket, help take pressure off of Diggs. So I think Kincaid, perfect spot there. So the other part was a fit that I don't like, right?
It doesn't make sense. The fit don't make sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, I actually wrote Bijan Robinson to the Falcons, but I guess technically it wouldn't make sense. I just didn't like the fit because who was available, Falcons needs. I think the running back pick was a luxury pick for them. But, I do think Bijan Robinson will be a good player. It's just the team player match. I just didn't like that fit.
Okay. I understand that. I have different players on both. Jordan. Best fit, worst fit.
Well, you said value pick too, right?
He's a value pick.
That's the second part.
So what player do you think was the best fit for their franchise, for their team?
I think to be honest, I'm for a good pick. I think it's the Rams with Stetson Bennett. because I mean, obviously Matt Stafford is maybe a hit or so away from his career ending. I know a lot of people are not high on Stetson Bennett coming into the draft, but I know, two Georgia quarterbacks, with Kirby Smart. Well, obviously he wasn't. I don't think he was the coach at the time. Stafford was the coach, but they had that connection. And I think once Stetson Bennett gets accustomed to the league and gets some maybe learns from Matt Stafford or learns from hey, Sean McVay's still the coach, so I mean that's still a good coach to be behind. So I think that's a good fit. I don't see him starting, well, unless Matt Stafford gets a tragic hit in first couple of weeks. I don't see him starting Stetson Bennett, unless he needs to come in. But don't be surprised if that's a good fit for. And they still got Cooper Cup, I believe. They still got a couple. I don't know any receivers other than that. I know Van Jefferson. He got traded, right? Or he's still on the team, Van Jefferson.
I don't know. Van Jefferson is not somebody I care enough about.
Yeah, me neither. So I
feel like he's probably still there, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the worst pick. I'm gonna say Bijan, but I'm gonna say Anthony Richardson at number 4. I think that I mean Colts for the Colts, yes, a good pick because you're getting a quarterback, but I saw him going to another. I saw him going down to another team. I don't know what team that is, but the Colts is too high of a pick. I think that it might work out with with Shane Steichen as like there, but I think that when he's in that 4th spot, right? Like people are saying that with his athleticism like Lamar, his arm like hurts and his body like a Cam Newton, his ceiling is like a Hurts, and that's not really fair for him because the number 4th pick is like, damn, that's a high pick. So you should play at that capability. And I'm not saying he will or will not, but that's just too high of a pick for the Colts. So a bad pick for the Colts, but a good pick internally for them for a quarterback.
Okay, so I have 2 worst picks in the first round. I also have a worst pick in the entire draft. But I'll start with the first round. So a lot of people know about these players. I think Jahmyr Gibbs going 12 to the Lions was absolutely tragic. You want to talk about a kid that I had ranked 4th on my running back list? He got drafted at 12 overall. You have to be an absolute game changer to get picked 12 overall. I think it's a terrible pick. There's so many needs there. You have David Montgomery and DeAndre Swift in the building at the time of the trade.
Mm-hmm.
And you draft a running back, which is a complete luxury pick for a team that needs defensive tackle help, a team that needed corner help, a team that needed wide receiver help. Now with Jameson Williams out 6 weeks, a lot of things I could have did there, not go running back.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that made no sense to me was Quentin Johnson going number 22 to the Chargers. You have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. You also have Joshua Palmer that you drafted in the 3rd round 2 years ago. Why are they drafting a wide receiver in the 1st round? They couldn't stop the run at all. You're talking about a team that just that blew a 28-point lead versus Jacksonville. I would be shoring up my offensive line. I would be taking care of my interior presence and my defensive tackles. There'd have been a lot of players I would have went after that were not wide receivers. My worst pick in the entire draft, though, the San Francisco 49ers. In the 3rd round, we laugh at this guy every time they do this in your fantasy football draft. You laugh at this guy, right? Like you're in the 6th round of your fantasy football draft, and you're drafting wide receivers and you're drafting quarterbacks. And then this one guy that has no idea what he's doing go draft a kicker. The San Francisco 49ers drafted Jake Moody, kicker from Michigan, in the 3rd round of the NFL draft. I want you to understand who was after Jake Moody. Keely Ringo was drafted in the 4th round. Keely Ringo is projected on most people's draft boards to go end of first, early second. He's drafted in the 4th round. Jake Andrews, the second best center in the entire draft, was drafted in the 4th round by the New England Patriots. I swear to you, there's so many players that the 49ers could have drafted here, and they went and drafted kicker. I just don't understand it.
They could have got that dude Trenton Simpson, but we got him too.
What about Nick Herbig? Nick Herbig was drafted in the 4th round by the Steelers. It's laughable to me that the 49ers think their roster is that good that they could draft a kicker in the 3rd round. You want to talk about a luxury pick?
Right.
That is a joke. So I did say best pick in the 1st round too. What pick I liked the most? So what pick did you guys like the most?
Let's see. There's a
Doesn't
couple
have to be a 1st round either. It could be a 2nd round if you want it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
a great fit was Dalton Kincaid.
Yes.
Jordan, who did you say was a great fit?
Oh, I didn't think I said Stetson Bennett for the Rams.
Okay, so any 1st rounders you want to give a great fit to?
Well,
I got one for you. I'm gonna help you out right now.
I'm gonna say Zay Flowers, but
of course you were. I'm gonna give you one that fits even better. A few years ago, 2019 or 2018, the Philadelphia Eagles were on the clock at pick 21, and they drafted Jalen Reagor. The Minnesota Vikings were celebrating in the background because they knew they got Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. Man, does history repeat itself.
Oh, they got Addison, right?
The Minnesota Vikings were drafting 23, and the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers took Quentin Johnson and Zay Flowers and left them with Jordan Addison. That, to me, is a fit like a glove. You're going to learn from one of the best route runners in the game. I look at Jordan Addison as a baby, as like Justin Jefferson light. Now you get to work with him. You get to learn from him. You never have to worry about double coverage. He's going to fit in that situation over Minnesota like a glove.
It's going to be scary. No, I was going to say but I'm going to do a different route. I'm going to do a different team. I'm going to do the Texans because, look, they got their quarterback of the future with C.J. Stroud, and then they traded their 12. They had 2 picks, right? They traded back into the 1st round to get Will Anderson.
Traded 13 overall.
So that's smart. That was really smart.
A 2nd rounder this year, a 1st rounder next year, and a 3rd rounder next year.
And then they got Will Anderson
to get the best, not best defensive player, the best player in the draft.
I'm talking about generational defensive player. Yeah.
Will Anderson Jr. is. Did you just compare him to Roquan Smith?
No, I'm just saying as far as the generational defensive player.
Why does everything have to be a comp to your teams?
I mean, he's like a Terrell Suggs, a generational player.
Kyle, can you please help me?
Is it going on TikTok? I guess on TikTok.
You compare the outside edge rusher to a middle linebacker for your team, and then call Roquan Smith a generational player.
I don't think you got my point. I'm just saying as far as just
he's a generational player like Roquan Smith. Roquan Smith is not a generational player right now.
Kyle, do you disagree or do you agree?
I don't know if I've heard anybody call Roquan Smith a generational player. I mean, Roquan Smith is a really good linebacker. I don't know if he's
a generational player is like Terrell Suggs, if you wanted to use one from your team. And by the way, Terrell Suggs would have been a great comparison to Will Anderson Jr. They play almost the same exact position, same role.
No, I didn't mean the position. I'm just saying as far as just like Roquan can play the defensive back.
All right, let me ask you a question. Who would you think would be a more generational talent? Terrell Suggs or Roquan Smith?
I think Terrell Suggs because he's
Luke Kuechly or Roquan Smith? Bro, why are you thinking about this? I'm giving you easy ones. Patrick Willis or Roquan Smith?
Willis.
He's not a top 10 linebacker in the last 15 years. That's not generational.
I mean, Roquan is like only 25.
I think Roquan Smith could be a top 10 linebacker in the last 15 years when it's all said and done.
Well, he's
But
still
like, let's not
in his
project
early,
that far ahead, bro. Let's
he's
not call
early in his
Jordan
prime.
Addison Jerry Rice.
Oh, now I see where you're coming from. Well, he has the potential to be that feeling to be that, but he's 25. He's still young. So.
I love Roquan. You're not gonna find a bigger Roquan Smith fan than me.
Yeah, he's nice.
I've been a fan of him since he came in the league.
When we got him from the Bears, that was a steal, man. I think they gave a second-round pick for him too. That's why we didn't have a second-round pick. So.
Yeah, and then the Bears gave up a second-round pick to the Steelers to get Chase Claypool. Right? That second-round pick turned into Joey Porter Jr.
Man, what a pick! Man.
You want to talk about a steal? You guys are missing steals, man.
Yeah, that's a steal.
It says Zay Flowers, Joey Porter Jr.
Well, I mean, I think that real quick. I think that I know like the height is comparable to Hollywood Brown, but I think that Zay Flowers is. I mean, I watched tape on him at Boston College. Like he's short, but I think he's a better run after catch receiver.
Okay,
he's more.
I think Zay is dynamic.
Hollywood Brown's more like a deep threat straight.
Hit him in rhythm. I need him to hit him in rhythm.
Yeah, that's why the deal that happens kind of is crucial because he can get into the building with Monk and get down early and get that chemistry going. So. But Kyle, did you still someone that I wanted on the Patriots, or maybe that was Dylan's team? I know I wanted Jackson Smith and Jigma, but you had someone.
Yeah, we took Keyshawn Booth, and you wanted him for the Ravens forever.
No. Was it Keyshawn Boutte? But it was someone
Jackson
else.
Smith and Jigba went to Seattle, though, bro.
Yeah, no, I know, but I think that's where the Patriots took someone that I wanted to. On the
defense. All right, so
anyway,
next question.
I
want one value pick.
Oh, value pick.
One tragic pick, like worst pick of the draft, and one good fit pick. Like it's a good fit. It makes sense. I want to start with the value pick because I have the best value in the whole draft.
Bless you, Kevin.
I hope Freddie is. Paying attention right now, because I think the New York Giants have the most value pick in the entire draft. Them getting Jalen Hyatt in the 3rd round is ridiculous value. I think Jalen Hyatt is the 3rd best receiver in this class, behind only Jordan Addison and Jackson Smith and Jigba.
So you're going value. So value, when you say value, do you mean like
you got a guy you shouldn't have got at the spot you got him? He was a value, great value. I'll give you.
I'll give you,
for instance, Keely Ringo going to the Eagles in the 4th round is great value, but I try not to use my teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the value of DeJuan Jones to the Browns.
Okay.
111th pick. He was a guy that some people thought could have been middle 1st round, at worst a 2nd round guy, and they got him in the 4th round. He's massive tackle. And we know how important that's going to be for Deshaun Watson upright. So I think that potentially could be a really good value pick for the Browns.
I say a value pick would probably be the Packers, who they got the best tight end in the draft.
What?
I'll give him.
What did you say?
The Packers got the best tight end in the draft.
Oh, please stop.
Who's that dude? Like
Luke Musgrave is the best tight end in the draft?
My cousin
in the draft with Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer Jr. Are you out of your mind?
Well, best value for that team, yeah, because to get your love some weapons, at least at the tight end position.
Bro, Luke Musgrave is not Dalton Kincaid.
Well, I heard that he got comp from I heard he got comp from for like Kelsey.
Jordan, do you know what team Luke Musgrave played for? Have you ever watched Luke Musgrave play football?
I don't, but my cousin watched.
Please don't say shit like that again. Then
he's more of a look. My cousin, he's a big Giants fan, right? He's more of a football head than me, and he thinks that he said that he even said that Musgrave was a tight end.
Yo, my man, coach in the chat. I need what you're smoking.
Yeah, Musgrave went Oregon State. Daniel's letting you know.
Yeah.
My guy, Dalton Kincaid is like, in my opinion, like a George Kittle-esque. And Michael Mayer Jr. is like Rob Baby Gronkowski. Like he's 6'4", great hands, jump ball guy, can block. He can do it all. Musgrave is, I don't know. He's all right. He's good. But Kyle, give me a value pick. Give me a great value pick.
Let's see. I mean, I went with DeJuan Jones. I'm trying to think if there's another
I like
one.
that. All right, then give me a good fit. Give me a good fit then. I'm sorry.
No, you good.
You already gave me that one.
Let's see. I mean, I kind of agree with you that the Joey Porter to the Steelers, I think, is a really good fit.
It's a perfect fit, bro.
Yeah, I mean that, like Tomlin and that defense. Of course, the pedigree of his dad being a Steeler, but Porter's a guy. The way the cornerback class was, should not have fallen out of the first round.
Nope.
He did because of a lot of the stuff that happened at the top of the board, which allowed Christian Gonzalez to go like 17th.
Facts.
And then that pushed Porter down to the first pick of the second round. So
I had Joey Porter as my number 2 corner on the board.
Yeah.
I had him ahead of Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is great, but I think Joey Porter, and the argument on him is he's handsy.
Which
like he gets called 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
you can coach that out of a guy.
Yeah, man. Like I love Joey Porter Jr. Physical corner. He can tackle.
Yeah.
He's got an NFL pedigree. I love me some Joey Porter Jr. I think the worst fit in the whole draft was and I think it's a little haterade in me because I wanted him, was Zach Charbonnet going to the Seattle Seahawks in the second round. Can you please explain to me why you drafted Kenneth Walker last year and you're drafting Zach Charbonnet this year? Like, what are we doing? You have a bell cow running back and you draft another running back. Like, there's so many guys on the board. And I love Charbonnet. If you guys have been following me, you know that I think Charbonnet is just as good as Bijan Robinson. Yeah. I think he's just as good of a running back. I love what he does. I thought he was Bijan with value. Bijan value Robinson. So it was a horrible pick for you. Anybody you think's a horrible pick, Kyle? Give Jordan a minute.
I mean, you mentioned him. I thought the Gibbs one was one of the bigger head scratchers. And then the report that Detroit said that they did that because they heard New England liked him, so they moved up to get him. And I was like, yeah, New England liked him, but I think New England was going to move back into the bottom of the first round to take Gibbs. And for some reason, Detroit felt like they had to do it at 12. So that's I think that's one of the worst ones, especially for a first-round pick.
I want to comment on what Danny said. Can you put that up there real quick? Cam Smith is a great pick.
Yeah.
He's going to learn behind Jalen Ramsey. I think he's a great pick. I don't think that's a bad pick at all. Just FYI. Sorry, I wanted to comment on that.
No, yeah. I agree with you there as well. I don't think Cam Smith is a good pick for that.
Bro, how much fun did we have on pregame and pigskin doing that?
It was way too much fun.
Dude, I had so much fun. 500 people come through. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
worst pick of the draft, Jordan. Worst pick of the draft.
I'm looking at the board. I think at 33, Will Levis. I know because the Buck, like, I know Baker Mayfield's in Tampa, but they could have got. I mean, because Will Levis, I know he's ready to go like what top 10 at least. I know he slid. I think Tennessee was just desperate to get a quarterback because I know Tannehill was kind of like question mark, and they didn't really have faith in Malik Willis. So I think it was just kind of like they're throwing him on with the Wolves because like Derrick Henry's a question mark. They don't know he's going to return. I don't know. They need a quarterback in Will Levis. I think they can. I don't think they can turn the team around. But yeah, at that pick, they could have got a receiver. If there's any available, or cornerback like Deontay Banks. He went to the Giants. I don't know.
I can't understand the Emmanuel Forbes pick over Joey Porter Jr. Like that's the thing that like baffles me the most.
Well, for Forbes, I mean the like 6 pick sixes made him into like this big. I was just about to bring up this one from Coach. Yeah, the Will McDonald one was definitely one of those picks that a lot of people did not see coming. He also said the Jets did not need a defensive edge rusher after they drafted Tremaine Johnson last year. That was really looking for an offensive lineman until the Cardinals took Paris Johnson off the board.
I completely agree with Coach. They need O-line to protect Aaron Rodgers. They didn't need another edge rusher.
Yeah.
Coach, spot on, sir. I still think Jake Moody's the worst pick of the whole draft.
But I think it's kind of like you said. If you're taking Moody in the 3rd round, like that means like the rest of your roster is kind of set, and you're just like, oh, we need a kicker. Let's just take a kicker here. If there was other needs for the Niners, then yeah, taking a kicker in the 3rd round is questionable for sure.
How about the Bears getting Noah Sewell in the 5th round? Or, yeah, 5th round.
Yeah, that's also a really good value pick. I mean, I like Sewell. I like Sewell as like a Patriots pick kind of in that area, but yeah, I think he's a really good linebacker. Yeah, and Chicago did give up Roquan Smith. They've given us some defensive pieces last year.
I bet you Noah Sewell starts on that team.
I can see that. I don't think that's out of the question.
Noah Sewell will start by week 3. Biggest reach was Gibbs to the Lions. The worst pick was Martin, 2nd round to Washington. I think the biggest reach was Anthony Richardson, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think Anthony Richardson is an awful pick for the Colts. I think that they're trying to recreate Jalen Hurts with Shane Steichen. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're trying to do. I just think he's a terrible overall pick.
Yeah, I don't understand because most people were like, Richardson needs a year or 2 to learn on the job. But if you're taking him at 4, and I'm a Colts fan, that has to tell me week 1 he's our starter. So don't tell us he has to wait and get grow into the position.
That's what their liquored up owner said. Say start in week 1. I'll learn by playing.
I mean, that can work for some, I guess, but it also can work the other way where a guy's confidence gets completely shot and then you ruin the guy. I hope it works out for him because I'd hate to see his career completely fall off because the wrong team took him and an owner that's kind of looking like he doesn't really know what he's doing just took him for publicity reasons and not necessarily for the fit of the team.
I think Steichen can recreate. See, Anthony, I agree with that. And the part that really throws me off there is they could have had Dalton Kincaid at 13.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't take Dalton Kincaid. It made too much sense.
Some teams try to overthink everything.
Another pick that kind of like threw me off was because I thought we were going to pick a receiver or cornerback, a cornerback. So I wanted Deontay Banks. But for the Giants, like I thought that like with Rondell Robinson, like coming off an injury, they were going to get a receiver. I thought maybe they could have got Addison or Zay Flowers. But I don't know. Deontay Banks, I mean, maybe they need cornerbacks. I'm pretty sure they need. That's kind of a shocking pick, Deontay Banks.
Well, I also think that kind of goes to how teams view this wide receiver class. Mm-hmm. We went into this with a lot of people like, oh, JSN, top 10 guys, Zay maybe in the teens, Quentin Johnson in the teens. And then as we saw the board kind of falling, until that run of the 3 picks in like the 20 area, none of the wide receivers are really being looked at. So I think once the first couple went out, a lot of these teams are like, well, we could just wait on the next wide receiver because there's no real like inclination that another one's going to go right away.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if I can really hate on teams that they may have passed on a wide receiver when it looked like that could have been a first round need.
Right.
because this draft was just wild all around. So
It was.
So
I mean, Eagles won the draft. I mean, like,
listen, I haven't talked about my Eagles not being a homer tonight, brother. I know that the
hey, they
Eagles had
won
a
it.
great draft, but I want to ask y'all a question. I want y'all to rank these 5 receivers on how you had them on your board,
okay,
because I'm really interested in hearing that. So we got Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, the Jalen Hyatt, who I have is higher than a lot of other people, and then who am I missing? Quentin
Quinn
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
Rank those 5 for me. How you had them? What was your rankings on them?
Man.
That's a good one. I mean, you want to go first, Jordan, or
I'll go. I have Jordan Addison 1, Jackson Smith and Jigba 2. I have Jalen Hyatt 3, and then I'll go Zay. Ah, man, do I want to go Zay Flowers here? No, Quentin Johnson and then Zay Flowers.
So
I'll tell you why.
okay, yeah.
I think Quentin Johnson is Alshon Jeffrey with a little bit more speed. So I think he'll have a long career in the NFL and be successful. I think Jordan Addison is Justin Jefferson light. I think that Jackson Smith and Jigba, the only thing I'm worried about with him is he sat out a whole year with a soft tissue injury at Ohio State. I give him all the crap in the world for that. I think
It could be like a Bateman thing, like injury. Yeah.
Nah, he's just soft. He's
Because
soft.
he had groin injury coming out of the draft too, so it's like
Jackson Smith and Jigba's soft, bro. I don't want that mess on my team. I think he's super talented, but he's never been the best receiver on his team. I'll tell you that right now. Olave and Wilson were better than him 2 years ago, and Marvin Harrison Jr. was better than him this year.
yeah, Marvin Harrison is a beast. Yeah.
Comes out next year.
Yeah.
Like Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr. It's gonna be a huge draft next year.
Yeah. Okay.
what before I do mine, like what team did that quarterback from TCU or
Max Duggan.
Duggan? Yeah, where'd he go?
I don't know where Max went.
I mean, I know it's off topic, but I just kind of it's the draft, I guess. Talking about NFL.
I'll tell you right now.
But yeah, but why are you looking
Chargers.
that up? What Chargers? It's interesting. With I mean, I don't know if he's gonna get any playing time, but
Well, no, I mean, you drafted quarterback in the 7th round. He's not going to get much playing time.
but so I'll go Addison. I'll go Justin Smith and Jigma number 2. I go Zay number 3. Who the other ones of
Quentin Johnson and Jalen Hyatt.
I'm gonna say I'm not gonna say much about Hyatt because I don't know much about Hyatt, so I'm gonna put him 5.
Bro, Hyatt's got a video that you have to watch, bro.
Yeah,
Dallas Cowboys scout said, "You know what you are," and he goes, "What am I?" He goes, "You're a speed guy." He's like, "I can run routes too." He goes, "Oh yeah, you gonna show me?" He's like, "I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna run routes. I can run routes. You gotta watch it. I'm telling you."
Yeah, the reason why I put like Zay Flowers number 3 is because he reminds me of like who Antonio Brown can be prior to the hit he had to the head. Small receiver,
I like his list, except I think he's got Flowers a little high.
who can
He's got Addison, Smith and Jigba, Hyatt, or Flowers, Hyatt, and then Quentin Johnson.
yeah. So I put Quentin over Jay, but then again I have to watch that video. But yeah, I put Zay because he reminds me of like that of potentially can be what AB was before the hit. That small receiver kind of who can grab and get it.
I think Zay Flowers reminds me way more of like a hybrid between Deshaun Jackson and Steve Smith than he does Antonio Brown.
That's me. Yeah, that's not wrong. I mean, Steve Smith.
It's not a bad comparison.
Oh no, it's just he's unpolished, and I don't think he's going to get that polish in
I
ball.
didn't expect it. I mean, I wanted him, but
That's
I didn't
my
think we were going to
point.
get
Like,
him.
I don't think he's going to get like that opportunity to really shine in Baltimore.
Who knows with that monkey offense?
Your quarterback can't throw the ball.
I mean, you did sign OBJ. OBJ is going to want the ball a lot. What I hope doesn't happen is Lamar, because they brought in OBJ, he just locks in on him too much. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen because
I
I
think
do think Zay Flowers could put up big numbers if given the opportunities, though.
Because they feel like he can be a deep threat or it can be a receiver who can do a slant and do like a juke you out and just go for a touchdown. Like,
Yeah, I agree with you.
he's like I don't know if he can do like run RPOs yet, but he's reminds me like a Debo Smith or a Debo Samuel. I mean,
Bro, Zay Flowers is not a Debo Samuel.
No.
Please stop that. Debo Samuel is an absolute physical specimen.
what I'm saying as far as just like run after catch and doing all the things that Lamar can or what he can do in all Ravens offense.
Bro, so you've compared him to AB and Debo Samuel right now? I don't
Well,
think
AB
AB would ever compare Debo Samuel. I agree with you. But once again, you don't see him play against much competition in Boston College, though, Coach.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Boston College, and Zay Flowers did find ways to get open, even though he was literally the only guy in offense you had to worry about. But I do think, a lot of the weekend, ESPN kept talking about Zay Flowers and Tyreek Hill, which I don't understand who comes up with the comparisons at ESPN, but I don't necessarily like that comparison. I think it's putting a lot on Zay Flowers. If I'm a Ravens fan and I'm like, oh, we just got a Tyreek Hill type.
Zay Flowers ran the same 4.4 40. He ran 4.42, which is not 4.3, which is not 4.29 like Tyreek Hill. It's Jalen Reagor. Zay Flowers has a lot better chance of being Jalen Reagor than he does Tyreek Hill. I looked it up just to make sure I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Zay Flowers, when you hear scouts say he's faster on the field than he is in the combine, I feel like reminds me of Jalen Reagor so much. Playing against weaker competition, he looks faster on the field, but he's really not. I think Zay Flowers, out of the five of them, has the biggest bust potential. Like, I'm serious, though. He has the better chance of being Jalen Reagor than he does at Tyreek Hill. It's the truth.
Well, I mean, also, if JSN is as soft as people are perceiving based off of Ohio State, he could easily be a bust as well. If
100%.
If all we're talking about with him is, a hamstring here or whatever there.
Hamstring, he sat out the whole year.
Right. And if that happens in the NFL, it's going to be quick. Yeah.
Reminded me of Kevin White. Remember the kid from Chicago that sat out all year with a shin injury?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. For Jordan's sake, I hope that Zay Flowers is better than I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, it's gonna be interesting to see, like, how that's why it's important, like I said, to like get him into Lamar into like the training camp and OTAs to get him accustomed to how Zay plays.
I want to answer that, Kyle.
Oh, you think Zay?
Do you think Flowers is a bust for what team drafted him or a bust in general? I don't think any player is a bust. Well, that's a lie. Jalen Reagor would have been a bust anywhere.
You think he's a bust because playing with Lamar Jackson? That's why?
No. Let me answer the question.
That's what NC's price is trying to say.
I can comprehend. I got you. I think that he needed to be drafted in the right situation for him not to be a bust. Like, I think there was 5 to 7 situations he could have been drafted in that would have made him not a bust. I think he'll be a bust in most situations that he gets drafted in. That makes sense. Like, I feel like if he was drafted in a situation like Buffalo and they used him in a lot of those bubble screens and wide receiver short passes and used him as a burner to kind of like in between Diggs and Gabe Davis, I would have understood that.
Mm-hmm.
But drafting in Baltimore is different. You have Bateman, you have Beckham, you have Andrews. They're all going to see the ball, and Lamar does not throw the ball 30 times a game. So what is he going to see? I don't know.
Maybe
and Jordan gave the comp a Marquise Hollywood Brown, but the one thing we forget about Marquise Hollywood Brown is Marquise Hollywood Brown was begging to get out of there. He's like, please trade me. I need to get away from this situation.
For Anthony's question, I think that Zay Flowers would be a bigger bust on the Commanders than the freaking Ravens.
I don't know about that. I could see Zay Flowers playing off of Terry McLaurin and wrap my head around that quicker than an offense
You don't
that,
see Zay best off of Bateman if Bateman's healthy.
based on the offense I've seen,
And that
Lamar's
will be
probably going to number one go to Andrews because that's safety
a tight
blanket
end.
over the middle. Number two is going to be.
I'm not joking, but all right.
Number two is going to be. Oh snap! I got OBJ over there. I got to throw it to him a couple of times.
Well, yeah.
And then Bateman and guys like that who have been in the system already, they're going to have to get their targets. So if you take Zay Flowers, they took him 22nd, and he doesn't play like half the snaps this year. Ravens fans might look at that and be like, "Why'd we take him?" If we're taking a wide receiver in the first round, we kind of need to see him do something on the field.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's probably why because like you said, like they rejected a receiver high that round, and yeah, you want to see a production out of him. I get that. Yeah.
All right, well, gentlemen, it is 7:30.
Yeah.
We have a basketball game that's about to happen. I'll give my quick prediction on the game. I have Celtics 106, 76ers 91. Anyone want to give a score?
I have Celtics 110, 76ers 90.
Okay.
I'll go 105-90.
I might go 200 to 80.
Nah.
I said 106.91, bro. Can you get any closer to me?
Oh, you did say that.
All right. He said 105.90. I'm like, damn, bro.
I think when you asked the question, that was a score that popped in my head. So, yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you guys for tuning into an episode of Cheap Seats Podcast. Looking forward to next week, but looking forward to watching some NBA basketball tonight. Some big series this week. I go Warriors, Suns, Celtics, Knicks.
For your winners?
Yeah, no, for my losers.
Like,
how do you always get there?
I'm gonna go Celtics.
Your winners.
I'm gonna go Celtics. Denver.
Okay.
LA is gonna be close. It's gonna be hard and gritty. Knicks, and then who else? That's it.
That's it. Give me your four. Kyle, we'll wrap it up.
I got Celtics in. I got Celtics in 6.
Kevin, man, love you, brother.
Warriors in 6.
That's the comment of the show.
I kind of want to. I mean, I went with Suns before, so I'll stick with them. I'll go Suns in 7, and then Knicks in 6.
All righty. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Cheap Seats Podcast. I'm Gene Walzak. That's Jordan Gene Lewis. The Prince of Production, Kyle Edwards. Thank you for tuning in. Take care, y'all.
All right. All right.